And welcome back to some more Florida only challenge here on Madden 23. And season 2 has been a bit of a weird one. The first episode of the season, the first set of games, we went 3-1. It looked like we had turned a corner. We had a new offensive scheme running the ball with Cam Akers. However, as we got into the second episode, seems like teams caught up on their tape and how we were now running our offense. And we went winless. 0-4 in the second episode to leave us 3-5 on the year. We're towards the bottom of our division, the AFC East. The Bills only half a game behind us, with the Jets at the top, also being our next opponent, 6-3. We've watched a lot of Jets games this series, so we won't watch this one. It will be a sim, but it looks like we have a breakout opportunity for Jameis Winston. Coach, Jameis Winston is coming off a stellar game. Is he in the process of taking the next step? At 28 years old, he's sure to hope he would have already. I definitely think so. He's putting in a lot of work to get where he's at, and that's shown up in his play. And I think he's only going to continue to get better. We have to throw one or fewer interceptions and have 300 scrimmage yards or 3 total touchdowns with Jameis Winston to increase just to a star dev. We need some better play at quarterback, so if he could get the job done, that'd be huge. And as a first glance, I'm probably going to say we didn't get it. 48-24, the Jets destroy us in 3 of the 4 quarters, putting up double-digit points. Meanwhile, we could only score a touchdown in each of the first through the third and a field goal in the fourth. So, not looking good. Offensive passing yards, 297. So I don't think Jameis got the job done. And as we see here, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he came 8 yards short or a touchdown shy. Did also have 1 interception, sacked 5 times, and completed only 52% of his throws. Now, I wanted this team to primarily run the ball. That's how I envisioned this team having the most success, and we only gave Cam Akers the ball 11 times, at least on the ground. We'll see about any sort of receiving stats. But he averaged 5.1 yards a carry. He should be seeing the ball more. D'Ernest Johnson also got 6 carries for 21 yards and a touchdown, averaging 3.5 yards a carry. Now, actually, I can't remember if it wanted just passing yards or if rushing yards would also be okay for Jameis. Because if so, he had the 300 and he had to throw 1 or fewer interceptions, and he threw 1. I think it was 1 or fewer. Maybe he did get it. We'll end up finding out, but we'll finish off the stats. Valdez-Scantling goes for a little over 100 and a touchdown. Traquan Smith, 60 yards on 3 catches. Trey Nixon, 30 on 1. Herndon, 28 on 3. Jefferson, 21 on 3 with a touchdown. Marlon Mack had 2 catches for 20 yards, the same as Akers. So a total of, what would that be? 13 touches with 20 receiving yards, so about 80 yards. He's got to see the ball more. On defense, rookie middle linebacker Chauncey Felder led us in tackles. And we had quite a lot of tackles for loss, 2 for Hendrickson, which leads us. But Felder, Keanu Neal, Lonnie Perriman, the rookie, Jalen Phillips, Jonathan Grenard, Denzel Perriman, and Taylor Tart each had a tackle for a loss. So we were in the backfield a lot for a team that scored 40 on us. And only 1 sack by Jalen Phillips. In the kicking department, 3 for 3 on extra points, but McPherson misses a field goal, no longer 100% on the year. And to find out for sure if Jameis did win, Coach, another big performance by Jameis Winston, and you have to be excited about the direction he seems to be headed. This all seems positive. Maybe he did get it. Absolutely, he's proving each week that we could put more weight on his shoulders and proving that we can count on him to be great for us week in and week out. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but Jameis Winston is now a star dev. That's a surprise. So I guess it did count scrimmage yards, which I think now that I say that I remember it saying. Jameis Winston now up to a star dev. Hopefully will help us get back in the win column. We haven't been there since week 4. And against a 2-7 Commanders, I expect us to be able to get a win here. And I kind of want to sim this game and maybe watch the last two. If we don't get a win in any of these next 3 games, we'll finish out the season this episode. And even with hidden dev Jameis, they still pretty much double our points, 32-17. 13 points in the fourth and second quarter. Meanwhile, we put up a field goal in the fourth and a touchdown in the third and first. So this offense is really struggling, and unfortunately not a whole lot that we're seeing coming in the future to help out this offense. Jameis Winston, 277 passing yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, sacked once, and completed 64% of his passes. In the rushing department, a few more carries this time, and it looks good. Cam Akers, 15 carries, 104 yards, and a touchdown. And he also led us in receiving with 9 catches, 75 yards. Let him lead the offense. That's what we're built around. But as I had mentioned in the previous episode, it might take a custom playbook to get this offense going. I might need to do that for the next season. Traquan Smith, 70 yards on 5 catches. Herndon, 44 on 3. Nixon has been getting a couple good chunks, but only 1 catch each of the last 2 games. Van Jefferson really hasn't been staking himself as a top-end guy consistently, at least. 24 yards, 3 catches. Valdez Scantling, our top 2 guys, only had a combined 5 catches for 44 yards. That's not good. Marlon Mack got in the end zone, though, so there's that. On defense, Lonnie Perriman led us in tackles with 9. 2 tackles for a loss from Xavier Rhodes, and then 1 for Felder, Hendrickson, Tart, and Grenard. So that's at least 2 weeks in a row. Felder has at least been in the backfield a little bit. And then a combined 1 sack. Hendrickson and Grenard tag team it. In some positivity, McPherson back 100%. 2 for 2 on extra points, 1 for 1 on field goals. So that leaves us here week 12 against the Baltimore Ravens. They are 6-4. We're 3-7. They don't have a very well-built offense. They're overall only an 80. You would expect we would be able to get a win here, but we are now 4 games back, tied at the bottom of the division with the Bills. At this point, you start to think, okay, maybe the season is starting to pull away a little bit from us. We'll definitely do more than the 4 games. We'll probably sim a couple more. Maybe watch 1 or 2. And by week 15, if it's not a close race, we'll just go ahead and sim on through. So I do want to continue with the sim game here. I feel like they typically play better in the sim. So let's sim this game against Baltimore. And then we'll maybe watch the Panthers or Eagles. We'll see how it unfolds. But I would love a win here against Baltimore to give this team a little bit of some momentum. And I never guessed this would be the case. We show up big against Baltimore, 41-12. If we could just sprinkle some of these points off the top across the last couple games, maybe we would have had something. We go and put 17 on the board in the first, 10 in the second, and 14 more in the fourth. We had a lackadaisical third, but we might have not even given up a touchdown in this game, considering the highest points they put on in a quarter was 6, unless they missed a field goal. But in this game, Jameis Winston, 265 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 sack, and he completed 58% of his passes, so it really wasn't even Jameis Winston having a good game. Cam Akers got the ball 18 times, at least rushing, 73 yards, averaging 4.1 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. Ernest Johnson also got on the board with 5 carries, 18 yards. And Herndon led the receiving group here, 70 yards on 6 catches and 6 points. Van Jefferson also got in the end zone on 4 catches, 43 points, and Valdez Scantling 68 on 5. Cam Akers also had 4 more touches for 41 yards. On the defense, Alex Anzalone led the team in tackles with 8. We only had 2 tackles for a loss, Alex Anzalone and Grenard. We did, however, have 4 sacks, 2 for JPP, 1 for Phillips, and 1 for Frank Stump. And 2 interceptions to go along with it, Shaquille Griffin and Denzel Perriman. I thought that was going to be Lonnie Perriman for a second, but no, middle linebacker instead. And McPherson 100%, 2 for 2 on field goals, 5 for 5 on extra points. And did the Ravens miss an extra point? No. So it was just, well, no, only 2 for 2 on field goal. So they must have went for 2 and missed. So, or didn't get it. So that works for us. So that will at least snap our losing streak. Give the team a little bit of momentum as we go into the game against the Carolina Panthers, who are 2-9. They're an 84 offense, 85 defense for an 84 overall. We are still 3 games off the top. And it's now a pretty close race up top for the AFC East with the Patriots 7-4 and the Jets 7-5. So we're not completely out of it yet. But we're going to need to string along some victories. And against a 2-9 team, you better hope you get another one in the win column. So let's jump on into this Carolina game and see what we can do.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
And Last Gen finally got those Black Panthers helmets, so you know we had to rock the all black for Carolina, and we're going to come out in the creamsicle uniform, going to the top of the screen. First play, pass play, gain of 6 for the rookie quarterback, finding TJ Hawkinson. And I think Hawkinson needs a new face scan since it's missing his beard and mustache. But a solid gain on first down, run down the middle, first down for the running back. I want to say Nyheim Hines. Yep, gain of 9. I like to see our defense make some plays out there for sure. Lonnie Perriman seen some nice upgrades. We found out last episode he is a superstar. However, we're not going to find anyone open there. And wait, did it say Chauncey Felder also a superstar? I might have missed on that one, but if so, that would be 2 superstars in our first draft. Don't see it there, so might just be a normal dev. I don't remember if he was one of the hidden devs or not, but either way, we have some impact rookies out there for us. 2nd and 2 here for the Panthers. It'll be a handoff down the middle, and should have been a stop, but Xavier Rhodes. Awful tackle attempt. And Anzalone will end up bringing him down after the first down gained. Under center will be a short drop, and then throw. Easy completion as well. Griffin on the coverage, but didn't quite have tight enough coverage. I like these guys to play a little bit of some man press. It's more specifically Lonnie Perriman. He's a man press corner. I'm not quite sure about Griffin. I think he can play man coverage, but I think he's more of a zone. And the Panthers offense easily moving down the field so far. Another handoff down the middle. Nyheim Hines, broken tackle on Felder. And then Keanu Neal might have been a little late to get up there. I don't know if he actually got up at all. Would be a loss for sure. I think Joyner would maybe sub out for him as they go with another pass underneath and another first down. This time, though, 1st and goal at the 5. Looks more like at the 4. They bring out the goal line formation. We'll bring out one. Fullback dive down the middle, and he rolls over the defender and into the end zone. Carolina strikes first. And the defense looked awful on that first drive. Hopefully the offense does not look like that. We'll start now with an empty set as we motion out Cam Akers. Jameis now up 2 with a star dev. First time seeing him play with that. Be a pass to the top, and although it was wobbly, it was still caught. Traquan Smith with a first down up to the 44. Marked as a gain of 18. Will now drop under center with Jameis. 2 receivers to the top. Will be a handoff down the middle. Cam Akers trying to get around big number 90. Only get a gain of 2. He's needing 193 yards to get past 1,000 on the season, and with plenty of games left, you would imagine that will happen. Jameis scrambles to the top, breaks a sack, and will get close to the first down and slide down with the first at the 45. Yeah, definitely have Winston running more than I would like. Would like that maybe 4 times max a game, and it's normally a lot more than that. Cam Akers win the spin move, sent the linebacker flying. Will only get about a gain of 1 past that, but a total of 6 on the first down carry. Bring up 2nd and 4. Jameis hands it off again. Cam Akers down the middle, and they say fumble. Picked up by our lineman. He was definitely down, but I doubt they're going to review it. So for now, will still be a fumble recovered by Holcomb. And that reminds me, Humphreys is back playing, has recovered from his injury. He'll start again at right tackle. And instead of starting Ryder as we drop the 3rd down conversion, let's jump in for this actually. But yeah, instead of bringing back Ryder, who was taking over for Humphreys at right tackle, putting him back at right guard where he has been starting, we're sticking with the young guy. He's going to go underneath Van Jefferson with the catch this time, and will barely squeak out the first. So as we continue our first drive here, we will continue with the double rookies on the interior / right-hand side of our line, and that is an awful pass from Jameis. Maybe some miscommunication, but just looked like a bad pass. Looked like it sailed on him. Empty set here for the Dolphins, bunched to the top, 2 receivers at the bottom, and a swat from the line and almost intercepted from big number 90. Luckily, that hit the turf. They do have Vita Vea, I believe, on the inside, or maybe that was a previous game that I said, but I'm pretty sure that's him. And we have a one-on-one, almost intercepted. We were going for Cam Akers. Instead, field goal unit out. McPherson from the 42, make it a 52-yarder. More like maybe a 51-yarder. We'll at least get some points on the board to end our first drive. And with the potential of the rest of the season to go, we will go into the quick sim. Loss of 3 means someone got a tackle for loss. Throw away, 3rd and 13, and we'll get the stop. Byron Pringle only gets 8. So defense does much better their 2nd time out, and that's about what we've come to expect. Defense takes about a drive or 2 to get going, and then they've turned out to be really solid. Just our offense, on the other hand, very inconsistent, as Sweat looks to be in a lot of pain down on the ground there for the Panthers. So he will head to the locker room to check further on that injury. 2nd and 4 for the Dolphins. Be a handoff down the middle. Cam Akers with a little bit of space quickly, though that space disappears. Good job from the Panthers to crash on it, but we still edge out the first down. 1st and 10 at the 16. Another handoff down the middle. Another solid gain there. Gain of 6. 5 carries so far, 18 yards. Could be better, but not bad to start the game. We have a bunch to the top of the formation here for Winston in shotgun. Will be a pass. We have a couple guys open up top, but he goes Cam Akers underneath to about the 30. Winston already 4 of 8 on the day, so not fantastic. Was Shaq Thomas, I believe, on the tackle, and then D'Ernest Johnson checks in. Vita Vea will drag him down after a gain of 4. Now empty set, so we're really doing a variety of things here. Have 3 receivers to the bottom. Jameis across the middle, caught, 1st down, Herndon. And now with Cam Akers back in the backfield here for shotgun set, 1st and 10, will be a pass still. And Jameis needed to get rid of it, but instead takes a big hit from Vita Vea, loss of 7. We'll force a 2nd and 17. And we're really not great at getting chunk plays. Hard count, doesn't get anyone to jump. We'll slide over Van Jefferson and then hand off to Cameron Akers. That is not the call you choose on 2nd and 17. Loss of 1 will make it 3rd and 18. And with it being 3rd and long, I don't trust the play calling, so I called a timeout and I'm jumping in here. See if I can help out this team complete a 1st down. What about a back shoulder throw to Valdez Scantling? Nope, great coverage, intercepted. Well, arm punt, I guess it should go down as. And we'll just let the defense try to do what they could do. Jamar Chase here, gain of 11. Then Nyheim Hines, rush of 8. Brings up 2nd and short. Does he get it? They do mark it as a 1st down, and he comes back with 7 more and an injury to Tyron Smith. They definitely have a lot of high-profile names for a team that hasn't been performing all too well. 3rd and 2, 7 yards Hawkinson. With under 2 minutes left in the first half as well. Bring up a 2nd and 10. Gain of 6, 3rd and 4. Touchdown Byron Pringle. With a minute 5 seconds left before halftime, let's come out here with the offense and try to not just throw up an arm punt. It would be nice. Dump this one off, get what we can. Cam Akers will get something. Go into hurry up offense. I think that was White, the number 1 corner for the Bills. Unfortunately, was not able to play for them in the Vikings game, but there's a strike. We'll call our second timeout. It was Tre'Davious White. That's his first name. For some reason, it just was not coming to me. Gonna send Traquan Smith straight down the field. Have a switch concept to the left side, although they guard that very well. Jameis Winston gonna need to scramble, get what he can, and it's not much. Sweat back in the game after leaving injured earlier, and doesn't look like he was missing a step. Traquan Smith to the sideline, gets the catch and down. We'll call a timeout. 6 seconds left. We'll have to be safe here and kick the field goal. And I would normally let the CPU kick this, but I don't trust that they would actually call a field goal here. So McPherson out with the kick, and yeah, I botched that one. Not great. Maybe I should have just let the CPU maybe kick the field goal, or maybe not. It looks like they'll be taking the knee, and this will be halftime with a 14-3 score. Offense really hasn't been able to do much. Defense playing all right. And does look like the game still is broken and doesn't understand that halftime means halftime and that you have to actually do halftime. Instead, they just continue where they left off. 3rd and 1, 7-yard rush. Gets them the first down. Then 6 yards on first down. Byron Pringle. Pass thrown away. Brings up 3rd and short. And he rushes for it, but did not get it. And then they go for it on 4th and miss. Or at least come up short. Defense gets the stop, which is really good for the offense. We need to be able to get this ball down the field and get some points on the board. It wouldn't put us in front, but it would at least make this a closer game, and Jameis Winston fumbles. And Jameis just continues to be the problem. Unfortunately, no other option really for quarterback. We run to the top of the screen. Nyheim Hines turns up, and he's headed to the house. For sure. Yeah. And at this point, let's just start to quick sim some of these drives here. See if our offense can crawl its way back into this game. Down 18 points. Penalty there helps, but I guess drive over. So Panthers will take back over. I'm not quite sure what happens. I thought I saw there was a penalty on the Panthers, and I didn't see anything saying turnover, but you never quite know. 4th and 3, they will convert. Gain of 9 from Pringle and a touchdown for Nyheim Hines, putting them up 25 points. So let's just quick sim through the 3rd quarter, and doesn't look like we're able to get anything going. Still a 28-3 game, but we are on the opponent's side of the field. Valdez-Scantling gain of 15, and a quick touchdown here would be nice. Traquan Smith for 20 down to the 5, and touchdown Valdez-Scantling. Finally getting a touchdown on the board. It just took 3 quarters to do so. Still down 18. And we'll quick sim the next possession, and we will force the punt. So why not? Let's jump in here in garbage time. Possibly down 18. 3-possession game. 6 minutes left. Gonna take some major effort here, and a great catch. Just kidding. Cam Akers not able to hold on to that one. Would have been a great way to start the drive, but instead he drops it. And we had a couple different options, but it looks like Jameis is going to need to step up, get what we can, and he'll take the hit and head out. On 3rd and 3, we'll stay spread here. Give us a lot of options. Keep the defense spread out. See what we can get. How about an easy pass? Just kidding. Great job there. He just went crashing down on the ball and was able to swat it away. Herndon and Marlon Mack probably the number 1 guys to look at here on this play. Or maybe we'll go a little bit deeper. Van Jefferson with a first down, crossing midfield up to the 34. As we'll go into some hurry-up offense. About 5 minutes left, needing 3 scores. 1-on-1, Valdez-Scantling in the back, and he caught it. Wow. Did not expect that. Valdez-Scantling, that ball just drops in over the safety corner. Both of them came crashing in. Valdez-Scantling toe taps, maybe? I think he got both feet in. Tremendous catch. Really good throw. But a booth review does come down. Definitely looks like actually, I'm not sure if that second foot came down in bounds. Actually, yeah. When he got the first catch, that left foot was down, then he drags the second, holds on to it. That's a touchdown, for sure. At least it was much more of a catch than the Gabe Davis catch in the Vikings-Bills game that they still counted as a completion. And why not? Let's go for 2. Van Jefferson will tack it on. We're only down 10. Defense, if you could get a quick stop, force a turnover, we may not be done in this game. Panthers dropping back, setting up the screen, and we have no one there. Defense didn't even read it. That'll be a first down for Nyheim Hines. And the graphic that popped up said no sacks yet in this game for the defense, and we normally get at least 1 or 2. We could definitely use some here, but Nyheim Hines is having himself a game. Already sitting at 120 plus rushing yards, and we're now in rushing time. I'll hand the ball off to the top of the screen. He goes and will get the first down, edging out the entirety of our defense. If we can't get the stop here, there's no chance we could come back in this game. Need someone on the defense to make a big play. Nyheim Hines cuts to the bottom of the screen, and it will be a solid gain of 7. Coming out with a heavy set, 3 tight ends all to the bottom of the formation. We're going to send the double A-gap blitz, looks like here. And yeah, we do. And great job. Felder in the backfield. Loss of 1. We're going to need to do that again here on 3rd down. Except if we could force a bigger loss, that would definitely help out. They might be in field goal range. They will snap it. 2 seconds left on the play clock. And first down, Byron Pringle. Inside the 25. How have we let Byron Pringle destroy us in the secondary? Like, we have a pretty good secondary. Not saying Byron Pringle is awful, but definitely not top tier talent. 1st and 10, double A-gap blitz. They go down the middle. Taylor Tart will get the stop. And after calling timeout number 1, under 2 minutes left in this game, we're still down 10. And they're at the 23. Handoff down the middle, Nyheim Hines for about another 3-4 yards. Calling our second timeout. Now 3rd and 4, ace single back formation for the Panthers. Will be a handoff down the middle. We have a guy flowing over, and we miss the tackle. But a flag is down. And that is huge on Tyron Smith. We'll force a 3rd and 10. Would still need to have 2 touchdowns if we get the stop here and they kick the field goal. Would still have, and we do get the stop. So there's that, but would still need 2 touchdowns to take this game late. Field goal would make it a 13-point game. And number 13 to kick it will do so and give them that 13-point lead. And why not? We'll continue to play here with our offense, trying to give us the best possible chance to come back late in this game, have ourselves our own Vikings-Bills situation. Great job there from the defense. Thought we had Herndon finding a soft spot in the coverage, but instead, 3 of the DBs all claps on it. Great job. We're about one-on-one here. Valdez-Scantling can't get to it. Tipped right to the defender. We can't even get the tackle. He's still going down at the 37. This game is a wrap. So we'll just sim it on out, and 31-18 is the game. Did I say 18? Did we even have 18 points? Honestly, I can't quite remember. All I know is the team just played poorly. And with that embarrassing performance, it puts us in a very tough predicament. Pretty much a season over kind of predicament. 5 games left in the season. We're bottom of the AFC East, 4-8. With the Patriots opposite, they're 8-4. We're down 4 games, 5 games to go, and they would have to lose pretty much all of their games, and we would have to win all of our games to have a chance at making the postseason. So basically, we're going to be simming out the remainder of the games here. We'll probably check in for a little bit of the last game, especially if we've put on a win streak or something like that. So that's what we will do. We'll go ahead and sim through, quick recap before the final game, and even if we're out, we'll still watch at least a bit of the second half of that game. And after simming on through to week 18, after that Panthers loss, we ended up going 500 for those 4 weeks. We lost a pretty handily game against the Eagles, 35-21, edged out a victory against the Giants, 31-28, the same against the Bills, 17-14, and then lost again pretty handily to the Patriots, 34-20. We now have our last game against the Bills, in which we'll watch a bit of the second half. Probably will put in primarily a lot of the younger guys. So let's jump on into the second half of this Bills game. And as we jump on in here to watch the second half, the backups have been playing the entire game, and we're only down 10-0, so not too bad. Be a pass to the top of the screen. Stafford, the quarterback, will find number 17 for a gain of 5. Pretty much just want to get some of these young guys some experience out there, see if we could find any standouts. Would be nice. Be another pass here for Stafford. Had a blitz go right to him, but he gets the ball out in time for the first down to Njoku. And potentially he might be someone that we try to go after in the offseason. We'll see what all is available in open free agency, and maybe we make a trade or two as well, because this offense needs some help, or our offense needs some help. Their offense probably also needs some help too, because we have the same record. Whoever wins this game will be third place in the division. Whoever loses will be last place, and I'm fine taking that loss. We'll be at least a higher draft pick. Aguilar gets the first down for the Bills, and pretty much, like I said, just looking for someone to have a standout performance, and then also make sure we still lose the game. Are we tanking in this game? I hope. It'll be 2nd and 4 after the rush for 6. Redwine with the tackle, one of our backup safeties. Be a play action here. We got pass rush coming in and a great pickup block. We'll give them just enough time to find 17, waiting down at the 10 for the first down. I believe that was Chauncey Pope, one of our rookie edge rushers, that was getting in there, just didn't see the blindside block coming in, which potentially would be illegal in today's NFL, but that's going to be a touchdown for the Bills. 17 was the main guy on that drive, and he ends it for him. And now we'll see what this offense can do. Jameis Winston and Cam Akers still playing out there, pretty much because Winston, the only quarterback option we really have that's viable. And there goes Trey Nixon right down the seam to the 37. Wow. That one play alone doubled the yardage total for Winston, now up to 72. Yeah, Winston's still the quarterback because there's no other real option for us. Cam Akers, because he's young, we want to see him improve. But Ernest Johnson looks like he's in getting some carries as well. Hopefully that doesn't mean that Cam Akers got injured, because that would be really unfortunate. But as Marlon Mack is in, looks like maybe he could be injured. But there's the rookie, undrafted rookie. He's been our punt returner, Hotling, getting the catch down to the 13. I think it's Hotling or something like that, as you see up there. You tell me how to pronounce that. I'm not sure. Winston dropping back, pass underneath, caught number 17 for a gain of 8. That is Callaway. Took me a minute to remember who it was, because he hasn't really played much since the earlier time of the season, as he was one of our returners originally before I went with the young guy, and a pass out of the back of the end zone. Winston, 8 of 19 on the day for exactly 100 yards. 3rd and 2. Winston takes the snap, empty set, pass rush coming in. He will step up and throw it out of bounds again. And I said I wanted to lose, but I didn't say I wanted to not get any points on the board. So let's come out here with our offense. And there's really not much open. Winston will just take it, run it, and I'll have him step out of bounds. They need to score a touchdown. I'll help get them the first, but I want them to put the ball in the end zone themselves. There will be a pass here. Winston to the top of the screen, and again another throwaway. That is 3 passes, all of which thrown out of the back of the end zone. We come out here in goal line set, fullback dive down the middle, and Ryan Izzo is in. We will get at least 1 touchdown on the board in the final game of Season 2. And now the defense back out there, see what they can do, and hopefully it's have at least a couple splash plays here and there. Although a beautiful run right down the middle, number 26, That is Sanders with a huge gain. 53 yards on the day for him. Looked like Frank Stump in there to get the stop. Again, technically one of our starters, but also a rookie, so he's staying out there. Play action paths here for Stafford will be a dump off to the running back. And close to another first down there for Sanders, gain of about 9.5. We'll bring up second and inches, shotgun set. Looks like two receivers to either side. It will be a play action. We got a rush coming in, but every time we do, as we somehow force an incompletion there. But every time we get a bit of pass rush coming in, running back picks it up beautifully. Third and inches, Stafford will pass. Waiting, will finally throw. Caught first down. Njoku breaks a tackle and will get an extra 5 yards after, bringing it to the 36. Be a heavier set here for Stafford and the Bills. Two tight ends to the bottom, bringing a receiver in motion to the top of the formation. Looking for maybe a stretch to the bottom. No, it will be a pass. Stafford across the middle, easy completion. Njoku. So definitely our head coach here, Tim Tebow, has a lot that he needs to work out this offseason as we head into the fourth with a 17-7 game. Be a 2nd and 3 to start the fourth quarter. A little audible there. Will be a run down the middle, and we were close. Lonnie Perriman not able to bring him down in time. First down for the Bills. And they'll come out with a I formation. Two receivers to the top. Going to motion or just change the play entirely to a weak I, sending their receiver to the bottom of the formation. Play action here. Pass across the middle. Dropped. Good job. Was that? No, it was Xavier Rhodes, I think. He's not supposed to be out there. Maybe checked in for a play. We're supposed to have Pierre playing in the slot today. Be a stretch to the top of the screen, and Pierre as well as Xavier Rhodes will get the tackle. I don't know why Rhodes is out there. Maybe we had another injury. I'm not sure about. That's always possible. But we are supposed to have... can't remember his name. Something senior and Lonnie Perriman on the outside with Pierre in the middle. First down, Njoku breaks a tackle of two different defenders. He's been looking really solid, and maybe we end up going his way. I think we could potentially need a receiver and a tight end this offseason. Would definitely help out the offense. 2nd and 6, pistol formation. Looks like they have Njoku at a fullback-esque kind of role. Going to send the receiver in motion to the top. Hand it off to Sanders down the middle, and there's a stop in the backfield. Number 92, Chauncey Pope. Actually might have been a short game. Either way, 3rd and 4. Stafford going to drop back, throw, and that's intercepted by Harris. Gets by the first offensive guy turned defensive guy. He's our backup of the backups. He'll get the INT. He's definitely not a younger guy. I want to say 29, maybe even 30. But he's a backup, and we didn't really have any other younger cover guys. So we gave him a little chance, and that is an awful throw from Winston. Timing was off clearly. It would have been a good target to go for, the undrafted rookie Hodling. Pass across the middle. He will hook up with him this time for the first down. Winston still looking to complete 10 passes on the day. He's thrown 23. He's at 9 right now, and there's the 10th, and it was a bad pass, but a good adjustment there from Marlon Mack. Who maybe Marlon Mack could be a potential trade kind of guy this offseason, at least for maybe someone of equal, what's the word? Reckoning overall. Don't know why that was so difficult to say. But we do get the first down. I believe that was Marlon Mack. He's had 4 catches for 30 yards today. It looks like twins to either side here for Jameis. Back in shotgun set. And eventually we'll snap it. Drop him back and try to roll out. Throw on the run and caught. Is that D'Ernest Johnson coming out of the backfield? Yeah. Not too bad. Yeah, I really hope Cam Akers is not injured because that would be really bad. I'm just hoping it's a stamina issue keeping him out. Winston going to scramble and not able to get by the DT or maybe linebacker there, L. Jacobs. He ends up getting back to about the line of scrimmage, loss of about half a yard though, so still a sack. And we do get a guy to jump, but no flag called and he gets the sack. Referees, do your job. That whistle should have been blown immediately as he was already in Well, halfway through our offensive line. 3rd and 16. Winston setting up a short pass to our backup tight end, and he's still fighting for it. He actually makes it a 4th and 1. Let's jump in here. Let's go for it. Why not? 4th and 1. We'll spread it wide here. Empty set. Have a couple different underneath routes we could go to. And they do actually a pretty good job of finding each of those guys. But Callaway gets the first down, makes a cut, and he actually gets quite a bit more. Down to the 28, as we'll hit the 2-minute warning here. Would love to see this offense put at least another touchdown on the board, then just let the Bills run out the clock. Winston will drop back, throw to the bottom of the screen. That is one of the running backs, D'Ernest Johnson, with the catch, gain of 5. Actually will apparently not get out of bounds. I definitely thought he did. Winston going to scramble, heads toward the top of the screen, will slide down in front of the hit from the corner. And on 3rd and 1, empty set, very similar to what we just did on 4th and 1. Pass intercepted. Even though he had a guy, maybe two, wide open in the middle of the field. This is going to be a pick 6 unless one of these guys can get back there. They're close, but they're not going to get him. And that will end this season. Pick 6 by number 6. And we'll finish at the bottom of the AFC East. And it did actually look like at the end we were able to snag one more touchdown before the final seconds ticked off the clock. But we'll still lose 24-14. And I don't even know what our wins are. Did we actually? I think we had the same amount of wins as season 1, or if not dropped half a game. And indeed, the reason that we had some guys playing that really weren't planned to be was because of injuries. Mike Jackson Sr. had a partially torn ACL. Only will be out 6 weeks, so he'll be fine to be back at the start of next season. Akers tore his bicep, out 5. He'll be back as well. Unfortunate, but at least it happened at the end of the season. But that will wrap up this season. Year 2 ends, and I was wrong. We won 6 games. So we were plus half a game from season 1, which really means there wasn't a whole lot of improvement that ended up happening. And as we send on over to the wild card, I see our defense dropped from like an 80-something overall down to a 77. So regression might have already hit. Not sure. We'll save all of that for the offseason. We will, however, check the final stats of the season. And we finish with the 30th ranked offense. Continues to be a problem. 7th ranked defense. Granted, not playing the same amount of time, but still the defense is really holding themselves together. It's our offense that just can't get anything going. Jameis Winston, though, improves this season, throwing for a little over 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. In the first season, he had 26 touchdowns with 27 interceptions. So a slight improvement there, and he completed 63% of his passes. In the rushing department, Cam Akers does go for almost 1,200 yards, 6 yards shy, 10 touchdowns. He did fumble twice, averaged 4.5 yards a carry. That's really good. Jameis had another 2 rushing touchdowns with 4 fumbles. D'Ernest Johnson, 6 touchdowns, 1 fumble, averaged 3.3 yards a carry. Marlon Mack, 1 touchdown, 3.4 yards a carry. And Ryan Izzo and Malik Frazier each had a rushing touchdown, playing that tight end role, or fullback role. In the receiving department, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, that name always is a tongue twister for me, a little under 900 yards, 8 touchdowns, with Van Jefferson also having 8 on 725 yards and a few less catches. So pretty similar on the top there. Cam Akers, another 663 yards and 6 more touchdowns. He is our offense, but we need to find some help for him this next offseason. Traquan Smith, about 6, honestly very similar to Akers, but did it on a lot less catches, but did have half the amount of touchdowns. Herndon was solid, about 600 yards, 3 touchdowns. Could we improve at tight end? I think so, but was solid for us. Trey Nixon, 301 touchdown. Mack, 122 and a touchdown. And Hodling did have 1 receiving touchdown. On the offensive line, Jawan Taylor allowed 11 sacks. Holcomb allowed 7, and he started, I'd say, about half the year, so he averaged about a sack a game. Definitely could improve there. Humphreys was a little hit or miss on when he got to play. Gave up 6 sacks, I would say a little less than one a game. Ryder, he was solid. Only gave up 5, and he played most of the season. Actually, I would say about half the season. So him and Holcomb are pretty similar, but Ryder did play better. Eric Flowers, though, played, I think, the whole season. Might have missed a game or 2. He only allowed 4 sacks, so that's really good improvement for him. Rookie center Antonio Carr only allowed 4. And Brandon Walton, in his only time that he really played was in that last game. He gave up 3 sacks, so don't look for him to really ever play. On defense, we were led in tackles by Alex Anzalone with 118, and rookie cornerback Lonnie Perriman was second with 90. Tackles for a loss, we had 3 guys in the double digits. Trey Hendrickson, 14, Jonathan Grenard, 11, and Jalen Phillips with 10. Quarterback sacks, not too bad. Jalen Phillips, 8.5, Hendrickson with 8, and Hendrickson, I think we very well might trade this offseason. If we could bring in another starting caliber, basically defensive tackle that could rush, then that takes Hendrick's spot. And since he's, I want to say about an 86, maybe 88 overall, I feel like we could get a good amount for him, maybe in a player trade even. So he's going to be trade candy this next offseason. Jonathan Grenard, 4.5 sacks, not as good as he was in the previous year where he only played half the amount of downs, amount of games, and he had like double the amount of sacks. So need to see him have a resurgence next year. Alex Anzalone, 2.5 sacks. JPP with 2 and will probably retire. Mario Edwards with 1.5, as well as Denzel Perriman. Taylor Tart, only 1 sack, so need a different option there at rush DT, I think. Frank Stump got 1, and Deadrian Senna, who really didn't play much, he got half. We did have 3 interceptions for Chauncey Felder, leading the team as well with Shaquille Griffin, who also had 3. Xavier Rhodes, 2 interceptions, could maybe retire, not sure. Denzel Perriman, Keanu Neal, Sheldrick Redwine, and Marcel Harris each had 1. And we only forced 2 fumbles this year by Tart and Phillips, but we did recover both of them. So that's nice. Recovered by Taylor Tart and Chauncey Felder. And in the kicking department, a much, much better year for Evan McPherson. One of these kicks was missed by me. So we'll say he was 14 of 15 and 48 of 48 on extra points. Much better year for McPherson. And how did he do punting, or did it not keep that? Looks like it kept it for some of the time. McPherson averaged 43.8 yards a punt. And then Madden changed the depth chart to have Trenton McGill play. He will not be on the team next year. There's a punter in the draft class that is actually from Florida, so he'll be joining us. There was no Florida punter left, so Trenton McGill just got to punt. It's punting. But that will end Season 2. Probably the worst Season 2, I feel like, that we've had, or at least in terms of improvement from Season 1s. So we had the best Season 1, and then really not much improvement Season 2. We had a really good draft class, and the rookies did get a lot better as we went along this season. A lot of upgrades, so we'll just stack that on top. We will definitely need to attack the offense in free agency, trading if we have to, and any defensive changes will most likely be through the draft. The defensive draft class is actually pretty decent. There's not a lot of well-rounded talent, but a lot of guys who are really good at doing a certain thing. So if that fits with us, we'll definitely try to bring them in. So make sure you don't miss on the next draft class, the next draft, the next offseason, by subscribing if you're not already. As I record this, I believe we're 4 subscribers off of 100, which is one of the first big milestones. I would say 50 and then 100. So we're really close. So if you enjoyed this series, make sure you're hitting that subscription button and go ahead and tick that little bell icon to be notified of when these go live. This series, the state-only challenge, posted Wednesday and Saturday. If you like a more traditional or want to add some more NFL Madden content, I do a traditional series with the Cardinals. That one's posted on Monday and Thursday, so you can check that one out as well. A lot to do next episode, so make sure you stick around. Until then, thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.